Time now for your WCPO Insider Report. So how many people are actually riding the Cincinnati streetcar? It's something the city's still trying to figure out. There are a couple of issues here. First, it's new, so there's nothing to compare ridership to from a previous year. Secondly, there are many different ways to pay: 60-day pass, 2-hour fare, or ride by ride. And now city council members are calling for a definitive way to measure ridership on the Cincinnati Bell connector. Transportation and Development reporter Pat LaFleur from WCPO.com is here to kind of explain all this. So yeah, there's all these different methods to figure out how many are on there. And the problem is there's too many to figure out specifically.
That's right. There are a number of different factors. You hit on a couple of them before. The fact that the ridership projections, those were made actually back in 2011 before construction even began. And there are also flat projections, meaning every weekday of the year, the projection is the same number every day, regardless of season, regardless of events happening at a particular location, downtown or an OTR. So those projections can be a little misleading and shouldn't necessarily be considered a requirement necessarily. On top of that, like you also mentioned, the fare structure is a little different in terms of the way that it allows people to ride. So for instance, you can buy a 1-hour pass or a 2-hour pass, excuse me, for $1, and you could ride it 5 times, you could ride it once. So ridership counts are measured by sensors on the streetcar vehicles. So, you know, they might count 5 rides over the course of 2 hours, but that could be 1 fare paid.
Gotcha.
So it's hard.
It doesn't equate to dollars.
Exactly. It's not necessarily a one-to-one comparison between the two.
What is the streetcar? I mean, what's the goal here then? I mean, if everybody's hearing numbers are down, are they still feeling kind of positive about where it's going?
Yeah, I spoke with officials with the Transit Authority earlier this week, and they feel really confident still. You know, they pointed again to the age of the projections and their kind of flatness, also to the fact that there's no history to compare to. So what their goal right now is to measure trends. That's their primary goal throughout the first 12 months of the streetcar. So when we see these numbers not necessarily matching up with the initial expectations, it's all a learning experience for the Transit Authority right now. So it's a little too soon to really draw too many conclusions from these numbers.
And you mentioned it yourself, it's even little things. I know I've talked to some folks who live and work in downtown and over the Rhine. This is the time of year they're going to ride it more because they don't want to walk in the cold and in the snow and all of that. So even though you may not think those projections might go up in the winter, something like that could transpire.
That's exactly right. And that's, again, that's what the Transit Authority is really trying to put their thumb on. So, you know, you might have people who would normally walk to lunch downtown and they'll just hop on the streetcar because of the temperature. But at the same time, you know, traditionally in service industries, you see a drop in customer revenue over the course of, you know, November through February. So it's really kind of a give and take, I think. And I think what we're going to see is, you know, I think we are going to see kind of a dip. I think that's what officials are expecting to see. But we don't have any summer ridership numbers to even look at yet.
There's nothing to compare anything to.
Right,
really.
So it's really too soon to tell.
Well, we will keep on top of it. Pat's been covering this since day one, and you can read all of his pieces right now on WCPO.com. Thank you.
Thank you.